You know, when you live in an old Victorian castle, you are subject to childish pranks. Even adult neighbors enjoy irritating me with bullhorns, messages directed at my Victorian from the gates. Oh, no one dares come into my estate grounds. But lobbing dead animals or garbage or thousands of flyers on the gate, graffiti with profanities and threats, you never get used to being ridiculed for being odd or even worse, evil. The childish remarks, the rude looks, all are annoying. But something that really bothers me is the disrespect for dead animals. Whether this one neighbor killed the animals he tossed onto my estate property, I am not sure. But you have heard Can't Be Seen and I talk about saving the animals from our human stupidity. One neighbor crossed the line one too many times. I love all animals, but cats are by far my favorites. So one neighbor found it amusing to toss dead cats over my gates. Continuously, he pelted my front gate road with dead cats. Can't Be Seen and I are night folks. We set up a catch and watch detail with a few of our ghoulish friends. And one night we saw him actually committing the filthy deed. So we were not prepared for this grievous act of tossing a tabby kitten way up the drive, laughing and running off. Can't Be Seen had to be reeled in. He was so mad he wanted to chase the man immediately. He likes my sarcastic humor. And when I said, "What are you going to do, Can't Be Seen? Limp him down?" we laughed hysterically. He agreed. We needed to scare this man enough to shock him into discontinuing these heinous acts. So we plotted and planned, and 6 of us would scare him back to his house. We waited patiently. Our lookout each night watched the man's home, until one night the man walked out his back door to his garage, and he was carrying a large sack. Our lookout called Can't Be Seen, and we all took up different spots from my gate back to his house. First were 2 ghoulish friends close to the gate. As the man snuck up to the gate, he hesitated and looked all around. He acted as though he was going to abandon his prank and leave. After listening closely, he seemed calm and pulled out 4 cats, all nailed together. A long leather thong was wrapped around one of the cats' necks. He swung that ball of cats high over his head and flung it as far as he could up the entrance road to the castle. My 2 ghoulish friends never let the cats land before they plowed out of the bushes, screaming so eerily that even I was taken aback. He began screaming, and they chased him 200 feet to the corner of my iron fence's west wall. Ducking out of sight, my 2 ghoulish friends disappeared. The man got up, and no sooner had he gathered himself than the next 2 warlock friends chased him back to the front gates, where I stood. Now he turned to the road and began running home. He soon realized he was no match for this good doctor's speed. Anxiously, he turned to greet me with blows, and I too had disappeared. Now the poor man walked cautiously to his porch. As he turned the key to his front door, Can't Be Seen stepped onto the porch. He was not wearing a table drape. He was not wearing his half-plastic prosthetic face. Nothing covered his hands with no thumbs. He was very, Very scary. The man urinated standing up all over himself through his pants. He was crying. No, he was sobbing. Can't be seen, left the man whimpering. 2 weeks later, his house was put on the market. We never saw the man after that night. Sometimes it is best not to irritate your neighbors. Tonight's show, again, what a creepy show to share. I must admit, we have a good time preparing our show for your ghoulish chills. Thank you to butchermedia.com and our good friends at Chopblock TV. And as always, my fiendish friends, may all your dreams be nightmares.